Thanks for joining us session for today. In this session, we're going to take a look at using the chamfer tool. In this example, we've got a backplate. We're going to clean up all the edges. These are typically sharp edges, either a bevel or a chamfer, which just makes it easier to work with the parts. This is not to be confused with something like the machining chamfer tool, where you can still have a sharp edge and then the actual G code will cut the corner for us. In this case, we want to represent the final result had it been chamfered by a bevel tool or a chamfer face. So we're going to activate the chamfer tool. When we activate the tool, it wants us to select edges that we want to have this chamfer on. I'm going to select all of the edges on the corners. And we're going to specify a distance of 5mm chamfer, which essentially is 5mm from each corner in each direction. So it's 5 by 5, creating a 45-degree cut. If we're happy with our settings, we'll say OK to that to accept that. We can add additional chamfers by selecting the edges before we select the tool. So previous example was I selected the tool, then selected the edges. We can alternatively select the edges. You'll see the little hot box appears. Then we can select the chamfer tool after the fact. Okay, so the preview won't appear because the 5mm is too wide for this representation. So we're going to go for 0.5. And we can actually add additional edges as well, all the way around. And if we're happy with that, we'll say OK to that. And last step, I will just add that one, that one. If we change that, we can set the size of it bigger, and we'll say OK to that. So the chamfer is very easy to use, and same thing with general features as we can see it in the browser. We can then go back and modify that if we're not happy with its size. So if 1mm is too deep, we can just double click to edit the feature. Set our value. Alternatively, if we want to change these corner ones to be a bit bigger, say a 10mm chamfer, so OK, it updates across the browser. Thanks for watching. Check out the rest of our series for more learning.